Welcome to How to Read Your Academic Advisement Report. This video will walk you through accessing and understanding your Academic Advisement Report. To begin, go to www.selu.edu. Click on LeoNet at the bottom of the screen. Select LeoNet Students. Type in your user ID and email password. Select Self-Service. Select Degree Progress Graduation. Select View Degree Progress Report. In the Academic Institution drop box, select Southeastern Louisiana University. In the Report Type drop box, select Academic Advisement. Click Go. The Academic Advisement Report is broken down into different sections. Sections that are bold and have red wording underneath are sections that have not been completed. Once the requirements are met for each section, the section will no longer be bold or flagged with red text. Under Catalog Year, the report states which governing catalog you are currently in. Remember, your catalog year tells you what catalog governs your particular curriculum requirements. If you change majors or stop out of school for more than a semester, you may face different required courses. There are two grade point averages displayed related to all coursework taken. The first GPA is what is required to earn your degree. The second is your actual GPA on all coursework completed. After GPA, you will see an entry stating, all baccalaureate degree programs must be at least 120 hours. In the line beneath that labeled Units, Required, Actual, Needed, the first number listed tells you the number of credit hours required for your degree, 120. The second number tells you how many hours you have completed and are currently enrolled in. The third number tells you how many units are still required. Keep in mind you may have completed 120 hours, but not graduate if they are not the exact 120 hours required for your degree. As a communication or Spanish major, you will have a subplan. If you are a communication major, your subplan will be whichever concentration you have selected. For example, public relations or electronic media. For Spanish majors, your subplan will either be Spanish or Spanish education. The report now shows the unit requirements for your subplan. It is again broken down into three categories: required, actual, and needed. As stated before, required is the number of credits needed to complete your subplan. Actual is the number of credits you currently have and are enrolled in, and needed is the number of credits still needed to be completed. The next set of grade point averages you will see in the report lets you know what you need to earn and what you have actually earned in your major courses. For communication majors, your major courses GPA is calculated using just your communication courses. For Spanish majors, your major courses GPA is calculated using your Spanish and foreign language courses. In the advisement report, the first GPA listed shows what GPA is required for major courses, a 2.0. The second GPA listed is your actual GPA on your major courses. The next sections break down the different courses needed to complete your degree. In each section, the report displays how many units, that is credit hours, are required for that section of your degree, how many hours you have taken and are currently enrolled in, and how many are still needed. After the general requirements in each section, you will find a second list of courses. These courses are the courses you still need to take to complete the requirements for this section. The first section lists all required major courses you are required to take. The next sections display more major courses required for your degree. These are your concentration courses. In these sections, you have an option of which classes you would like to take to complete these sections' requirements. For Spanish education majors, these will include your education classes. The residency in the major requirement mandates that 50% of your major courses, comm classes for communication majors, and Spanish for Spanish majors are taken at Southeastern. The next section is for your English composition courses. This is an example of what the section will look like once the section requirements are met. This section lists English literature requirements. In your fine arts requirement, there are 2 art classes. You are only allowed to take one of these 2 classes to complete this requirement. Depending on your catalog year, you may be required to take either 6 or 9 hours to complete this section. The foreign language requirement section is for communication majors. You are only required to complete one foreign language sequence that includes classes 101, 102, 201, and 202 of one language to complete this section's requirements. Once you complete one foreign language, the other languages will be removed from your report. For the history elective, you are required to complete a sequence. For Spanish majors, you are required to take 101 and 102. Kinesiology lab is a requirement for communication majors. Library science requirements. For your college algebra requirement, you will take either Math 155 or Math 161, depending on your ACT math scores. Communication majors are required to take Math 241 for the second math requirement. Spanish students are required to take either Math 162, 163, 165, 185, or 241 to complete their second math requirement. For the science requirement, you are required to complete the General Bio 106 and 107 sequence and any physical science class. Or you can take a physical science sequence any general biology class. Social science elective requires 2 classes. One of these classes must be level 200 or higher. Spanish education majors do not have this requirement. Your humanities elective may be completed by any of the listed categories below that are level 200 or above. Make sure that if you take an English course to complete this requirement that it is a literature course. English writing classes will not complete this requirement. For the elective section, any class that does not count for any of the above sections will be placed into this section. The number of elective hours required varies depending on your catalog year. This has been an in-depth breakdown of how to read your academic advisement report.